And I'm sure there's going to be some people jumping on. So while I am talking and going over things, if you guys don't mind, if you see a message pop up in the and some of you are in the country group,
like 30 minutes ago. That was the second plate of meatballs.
Go ahead. Also, I'm going to mute everybody. So anytime if you have something to say, I can't mute Tracy. She's like going on stealth mode here. She lowered her hand. That's cute. I don't know how you did that. I need to learn how to do that. Okay. Right. I can't really mute everybody. Some people are muted, some people aren't. But if you guys see a message pop up where people are confused and can't get on, if you can help them really quick, shoot them over the link or something, that would be great. So I want to welcome everybody to this call. And as you can see, the Summer Slim group is really growing. So probably when it gets to about 150, usually when our challenge groups get to about 150, I start another one so that it doesn't get too crazy because everybody's jumping in, but sometimes we get way too many notifications and it gets really overwhelming. So those of you that don't know me, my name is Marie Ottaway, and I am the creator of Boom Empire Fitness. So currently, if you guys don't know who I am part of Team Boom, and I'm currently coaching about 6,000 people. Well, I'm coaching 3,000, but I have about 6,000 to 7,000 followers right now. So it can get really crazy. Hey, Sarah. Can get really confusing, really overwhelming. And lately, I kind of feel like some people are falling through the cracks. So I wanted to connect with you. Who is just starting the 21-day fix? Like this is your first couple of weeks. Okay, so we have Cher, I know Heather, you've been in here for a couple weeks. I know Kayla, you've been in here for about 3 weeks maybe? So everybody is fairly new. We also, I think Tracy's back. Hey Tracy. We also have, Tracy, raise your hand. Can you hear me? I don't think that she can hear me. Let's see. I'm going to send her a message really quick. Make sure audio is on. Okay. Maybe she'll, sometimes I can unmute her from my end. Okay. So I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh yeah. So basically the way that the challenge is going to work is you are going to get your stuff. And if you watched my video, I have to reach down. I'm hiding in my bedroom from my family. So I apologize if I seem unorganized. But the first thing that you're going to do is you are going to get your book, okay? And a lot of the things that we talked about is if you just do your own thing and try to eat healthy, it's going to be really hard because for a lot of people, why they're really not successful is that they've been trying to do their quote-unquote own thing for a while. And when we try to lose weight, people get confused thinking if you try to lose weight, you're going to eat less. Who's done that before, honestly? I mean, I know I have, so don't be shy. And I mean, I grew up as a competitive dancer, and in my mind, I thought is if I ate less, I was going to lose weight, where in turn, that is not what happens. So when you first get your book and you are going to do your calorie count, has everybody done that? Your calorie count? Basically what you're going to do is you're going to, and it's on page 4 of the 21-day fix book. If you are, let me go over here and grab this. If you are doing country heat, Tracy, can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, you can hear me now. Okay. I couldn't tell if you could. And if you are in doing country heat, your calorie count is on page 4. Okay? So that's the first thing that you want to do is take your calorie count. All right? Who is confused on the calorie count so far? If you are confused on your calorie count, that's okay, because somehow I got a master's and almost a PhD in education, and I can't do things past fractions. So don't feel bad if you can't do the math, because send it to me, and my husband, who's pretty smart and stuff like that, he'll figure it out for you. So once you do that, you're going to come up with your calorie count in your containers. So back to the part about oh, I know. I'm really excited about how much food we can eat too, Katie. So we're confused in society where if we eat less, we're going to, lose weight. And that's not the way it is. So if you have, say you're in the 200s, your weight's in the 200s, you're probably going to be on plan D, which is 6 green containers a day. You would have 4 purple. You would have, 6 of these. You would have 4 of these, 2 of these, and so on. So you may think, wow, that's so much food. Like if I eat that much food, I'm going to gain weight. And that is not the case, because basically 200 calories of chips, guys, is a lot different than 200 calories of fruits and vegetables. So you're retraining your body and restarting your metabolism. So at the end of the night, right now, as you saw my sad little salmon dinner, it was pretty pathetic. I baked some salmon and did that like frozen, the Jolly Green Giant, like frozen brown rice and vegetables. Sometimes you'll see me make these amazing meals that take me all day, but we're all real women. Most of us are moms. And if it comes down to ordering a pizza or broiling some fish and, microwaving some rice, guys, I'm going to just order country. That might be what you have to do to be successful in this. So I'm trying to show you that it doesn't have to be hard. Just don't eat a bunch of crap. All right. So at the end of night, like right now, I'm pretty hungry, guys, to be honest with you. Okay. But I know if I'm keeping track, and don't keep track of it mental. You can't like mentally think, well, I think I have 1 yellow left and 1 green, but I'm not really sure. You have to write it down. These bracelets, when these come out, I'm going to get them for you guys. They're free and they usually ship them to me. So sometimes if you have a red, you can switch like wrist to keep track of it. You know what I'm saying? By what color you ate, you can do that. Or you can also, I'm going to show you where in the group there's check sheets that you can print out, or just write it on a piece of paper. You don't have to have anything fancy. If you saw how I manage this business, sometimes my notebook, if something happens to me, really only makes sense to myself. So if it makes sense to you, so what? Keep it simple, make it happen. All right, so my point is that at night, if I'm hungry, I'm going to have this container left, and maybe I have this container left, but all I really want is microwave popcorn. Well, yeah. All I really want is well, you can't have it, but you could have some hummus, which is really sad because I like to eat the whole container of hummus. And if you have like an extra scoop, does that mean you're going to fail the program? No. Just don't eat the whole container. Who loves the whole container of hummus? I do. I love hummus. And then I would have my veggies left. So I would scoop the veggies out and I would, eat that because that's what I would have left. Another tip for you, and Kayla, remind me to bring up that other app in a second too. Another tip I have for you is if you're not getting all your greens in, if you are making your shake, which we're going to talk about in a second, you can take spinach, and Liz Rollins does this in the group, and I was like, gross, I'm going to put spinach in my chocolate shake and blend it. It's absolutely delicious, and you cannot even taste it. Okay, so get that spinach in there because the way your body is going to metabolize food, the proteins, the right amount of protein is going to interact with those carbs. The right amount of vegetables is going to offset your fruits. Okay. If you want to, some of you have asked me about wine. Some people like to have a glass of wine here and there. If you were on the 2,100 to 3,200 calorie count, you could technically have 4 glasses of wine if you didn't eat your yellows, but that's going to be a bottle of wine. So obviously you don't need a bottle of wine. So some of you probably are like, yeah, I do need a bottle of wine, but you don't want to do that. So if you want to have a drink, you have to plan ahead because a drink that you have is going to count for one of your yellows. And I started out, guys, on plan C with 4 yellows. When I started, I've lost about 40 pounds. Since I've started this journey, I'm not going to waste my calories in my containers on alcohol, fruit juices, or sodas. It's not worth it, okay? Unless you go to a party and you're on traveling, whatever. But don't blow your calories at night on different things like that. So those are your containers. Now, if you put in Google cheat sheet for the containers, like you only have 1 set. So what if you have a family? okay? It'll show you like vegetables is 1 cup, yellows is a half cup, so that you can manipulate your food. Like if you're making a roast or something, you would have to eyeball it. I honestly, when I first started, put these containers in my purse when I went out to eat so that I could tell if I'm going to get a loaded baked potato at a restaurant, you know, or a baked potato, I can only have half of it. You can't heap it in like, you know, stuff packed in there. All right. Once you start working out a lot, I will be honest with you. If you've been following me, I do work out every day. If you got to listen to your body, if you feel like you're working out every day and you're getting dizzy and you don't, like, there's a difference between being hungry and wanting to eat and being dizzy and not having enough calories. So for myself, I've gotten to the point where sometimes I get shaky because I do work out a lot and I'm only supposed to have 4 proteins. But if I have a chicken salad with 2 of these, there would be 2. My Shakeology counts as a red. There's 3. It's time for dinner and I can only have that much salmon. It's not going to be enough food. But I don't just eat because I feel like eating. You know, you got to listen to your body too and what it needs. All right. So that is the first main thing that I wanted to talk about. And then make sure, do you guys have these little labels? They come in it. This is the first time I've actually used those. So use those. And this one went on crooked and then I tried to peel it off and then it was going to get ruined. So I was like, whatever. All right. The next thing that I want to talk to you about is your shakes. Now, the shakes aren't like, and I don't like to call out other products that much, but like Herbalife or Slim Fast, things like that, you're probably going to lose weight if you drink those things because it's going to suppress your appetite. How Shakeology is different is it's a superfood that is a massive amount of vitamins. So when you drink your Shakeology, it's like you could, and I was explaining this to Kayla. We actually went to, we heard it when we were in Charlotte this past weekend. We actually saw Autumn Calabrese, which is cool. If you checked out my page, we got to see her. And she was talking about Shakeology, saying how you can cut back on food and you can lose weight, but if you don't drink Shakeology or take an amazing multivitamin, like a really intense superfood, you're still going to be nutrient deficient. Like and you guys probably all watch the video, like who eats 8 cups of broccoli, 4 cups of radishes, whatever it is. There's like a whole list. I mean, nobody does. So eventually, if you drink your shake every day, you're going to stop craving. Like, I don't crave sweets at all anymore. I still crave salty foods. Like, I love chips and things like that. But if you drink it every single day for a month, a lot of those cravings for the junk food, your body's not going to crave them anymore. Do you need to drink Shakeology forever? And then if you stop, you're going to gain all your weight back? No. But I would at least stay for a few months. Oh, your sweet cravings are gone too. That's awesome, Sarah. You know, and eventually after a few months, maybe you could do it every other day. But I like the way I feel. Not trying to sales pitch you guys, knock on wood, but my husband and we used to be sick constantly. Don't really get sick anymore, have a lot of energy. People are like, how do you do it? And I hate to say, well, I drink Shakeology, but I mean, that's really what it is. And sometimes I got to choke it down because I'm like, I mean, I've been drinking this for like 2 years, you know, and sometimes I'm enjoying it, but sometimes I shake it with water if I'm busy. Water and ice, shake it up, get out the door. Busy mom, working, you're in your car, you want to pull over and get fast food, put some scoops in a plastic bag, get a bottle of water, shake it and go. You want to get fancy, blend it with almond milk, add your fruits, add your vegetables, and blend it. But you guys, we're all real people. I have a 2 and a 5-year-old. I make you guys videos constantly like, la la la, like voila, look what I made. Yeah, maybe once or twice a week, but in the real world, that's not going to happen. I shake it with ice, I drink it, I get it down. Maybe an hour later you're hungry, that's okay, but you need to have a snack and you need to be eating all of your containers. So don't feel, and I think, Tracy, I sent you over a meal plan a little bit ago that was a lot more real world kinds of foods. I would boil, like I have my Shakeology in the morning, I still have an egg and I still have a half piece of toast. Now, in the beginning, I just had a shake. The more active I got, the more hungrier I got, the more fit I got, and I ate a little bit more. So those are just some tips for you. The best way to make the perfect Shakeology, guys, is fill it up halfway with ice. I fill it about here with almond milk or water, and then I blend it for a while. Like I blend mine. If you have a really good blender, I got lucky and my neighbor gave me her Ninja. I was like, really? She's like, yeah, you can have it. If you make a shake and drop it off every day on my doorstep. And this is when I was first starting the business, and I was like, I will make those shakes for you every single day and drop them off on her. Like I literally dropped it off on her doorstep, and she gave me her Ninja. But before that, I had my Ratty one that I got for my wedding like 10 years ago, and it didn't blend as good, so I had to let it go for about 10 minutes. And then you can also use almond milk, or you can use cashew milk. Okay, cashew milk has less calories and makes it creamier. If you're wondering what the almond milk counts for, was that your question, Katie?
Yeah, because I think in one of the other groups, because like, you know, you and I are in several groups.
Yeah.
One group when I was in one with Michelle Phillips, I think there was like something she said about where unsweetened almond milk doesn't count as a yellow. It's like a freebie, but I don't think that's right, is it?
You can count it as a freebie. The unsweetened, no flavor, you can count it as a freebie. I would count it as a freebie if you're working out 6 days a week. I'm working out 6 days a week because this is my quote unquote job and passion. But when I first started, who's working out 6 days a week, guys? If you can commit to 3 or 4, honestly, I think that that's usually how most people start. If you're going 5 to 6 days a week, I would count the almond milk as a freebie.
Okay, good.
Doing about 4 days a week, I would count your almond milk. I'm pretty sure that they count it as it's not a yellow, Katie. I thought that it was a blue.
The yellow.
Yeah. For almond milk or regular milk?
Almond. And I was like, wait a minute. But then I saw this thing on Michelle's group that the unsweetened almond milk is a freebie. But you know me, like I work out every day, and sometimes I work out more than
I mean, if you guys are working out, honestly, like the last thing I want you to do is feel deprived. So if you're really working out, I wouldn't count your almond milk. I also drink, after I drink my Shakeology, I drink 4 to 5 of these of water a day. Okay. I do not like water. I've struggled with water my whole life. I do not like it. So what do? Now I drink Hydrate. That's a Beachbody thing. I'm not trying to tell you guys to get that, but you can. But I add, my husband goes through it, and I can't really buy a whole bunch of that stuff. So I put lemon in it and a lot of ice. You can also boil, I get green tea, and green tea will curb your appetite. So I will make like a big thing of green tea, fill this with ice, put the green tea in there, and 2 to 3 packs of stevia. And that does not count either. And green tea will curb your appetite. And a lot of times we think that we're hungry and we're dehydrated. You have a headache because you're nutrient deficient and you're thirsty. Okay, so that seems to be a whole thing. Now, let's talk about real quick before we go over questions. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the expectations in the group. Now, as we grow, what I used to do is I used to run a group for 21 days, and then all those people would end, and then we would start a new one. Right now, I have 200 coaches in my downline, meaning coaches that are under me. And then they have coaches who have coaches who have coaches who have people who have people. And it's gotten very big, which is awesome because we are one of the, I think our team's ranked like 500 out of 450,000 coaches. So if I was to make a whole bunch of groups, you lose people in the shuffle. So what we've done is you will see people coming in at different times throughout the challenge. But I will always weekly go back to square one. Every week, if you have a piece of paper, you want to retake your measurements. Every single week, you're going to take your measurements. And usually, depending on your schedule, the expectation in the group would be that you would have some sort of meal planning prepared. Some sort of meal plan. Now, do you have to portion things out in little containers and have it perfect? No. But I would have some sort of plan, whether you have your Shakeology planned, your snacks planned, and over time, that's going to be a skill that you're going to learn. Okay. It does take some time to do that. Right now it's like the dead of summer and it's hot, but during the winter, I'll make a huge pot of chili up. I'll have that. I'll bake a bunch of chicken. I will have fruits and vegetables and all of those things on hand so that my meat's already done. All I have to do is make my vegetables and the sides, but everything else is done. If you like tuna, I would be careful with tuna fish because you'd want to mix that with avocado. Is a good supplement. Takes a little bit getting used to. And I would also watch salty meats like lunch meat. You have to be careful with those, but I'll be the first to tell you I probably ate all my reds in one sitting on my sandwich because I was starved this morning. But just be careful, because it happens. I mean, we like sandwiches. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I've had like my whole life, I'm a sandwich girl. So you want to be careful if you buy lunch meat, you want to get low sodium, and don't be scared to just go old fashioned and bake a chicken and then slice it and put it in a container and make a sandwich with it. It's going to be cheaper. It's not that hard. And I always think if you go back to granny style, like that's the best way for cooking. That's the way that you can lose the most weight if you just go old fashioned and get out of those preservatives. So I see some questions in the chat. Let me water. I have a question about honey. Is it a teaspoon? What was that question? And we need to talk about the other app quick.
No, because I don't really know what honey is. Is honey considered to be a teaspoon?
A teaspoon, like
I get like your 3 teas. Like I usually use them for peanut butter. I'm obsessed. But how do you get like your 3 teaspoons?
Yeah, I mean, you can have, if you're using like natural honey, you can have a teaspoon of that. What do you put it in? Like tea?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not gonna, mess up and not reach your goals if you're having a teaspoon of honey. I'm more worried about the people that like think you did good all week and that you deserve McDonald's.
Yeah.
Or that you did good all week, so then you're going to eat. You can have pizza. You can have 1 to 2. Kayla's laughing because I had a cheeseburger last week, and it, like, took my life. Like, I was, like, messed up for, like, 2 days after that. I'll tell you that story another time. That's, like,
After my Boca Sir, I totally had a cheeseburger.
Yeah, I took the top bun off. I'll tell you the story quick. I took the top bun off, and I was like, I'm going to be fine. I'm telling you, I used to teach water aerobics and fitness classes, and I would eat Taco Bell on the way home in college. My nutrition was absolutely terrible, okay? And I had that, and I was so dehydrated after. Kayla was with me. I probably had like 7 glasses of water because my body wasn't used to it. I thought I wanted it till I ate it. So you got to be careful once you start eating healthy, and if you go all out, sometimes it can really mess you up. But I'm going to share my screen really quick. And, my Facebook. See all my groups? Like, if you guys ever wonder, like, what I'm doing. A whole lot of things. Wait, I don't want that. Oh, God. My friend Michelle. What do I want? Now, some of you that are in country heat, I'm just going to use, are we frozen? No, you're not frozen. Summer Slim. Of course, when I want to show you something, my computer's going to act weird. Let me stop this share and try it again. Don't you love that when you try to show somebody something on the computer and then it doesn't work? Do you guys ever go through that? Page is unresponsive. Okay. Okay, let me try it again. Okay. Can you guys see the Summer Slim down? Did I completely confuse you when I changed the banner today? All right. So some of you are in country heat, but this is going to be along the same lines. Now, Tracy, I haven't put in the files tab yet the recipes, but I'm about to. So if you are here and you go to the photos, all the photos that I have posted along the way, if you have a question about, all right, this is a good place to start. The measurements are always in here. The measurements are here, how to take your measurements. There are some meal plans that are already done for you, some sheets that you can print out. This is a good way to track. If you're not a paper and pencil girl like I am and you would like to get the app, if you have an iPhone and you go on the App Store and look up the 21 Day Fix app, there is a way to track your containers on that app. So there is a 21 Day Fix app to track your containers. There is also an invite that I sent you for a way to track your Shakeology and your measurements digitally. Okay, so there's two separate things that you can do if you're not a paper and pencil kind of girl. And then there's some meal plans in here and different things. There is also the last thing that I'm going to show you. I'm probably boring you guys to death. Okay. 21 Day Fix. I don't know what the other one is. Sometimes I forget what I do. Okay. So there's a whole bunch of 21 Day Fix recipes. Chicken marsala, taco salad. There's some steak and sweet potatoes, really easy. And just look at it because it might start to give you some ideas. Can you guys see the recipes? Raise your hand if you can see them. Okay, good. Sometimes I don't know if I'm sharing a screen or not. One time I trained like 15 coaches and I went through the whole thing and nobody ever told me they couldn't see my screen. I was like, no, how to do it over. So maybe you haven't had a wide variety of foods lately, and this will jog your memory. Greek yogurt, you can mix it with granola. I think I talked about that in my Country Heat group. A great chili recipe, stuffed chicken pitas. There's a variety of recipes in here. Cauliflower crust pizza. And in some of these things, you're probably like, I am never going to have time to do that. That's fine. Think about what you eat on a normal basis and start portion controlling it. If you go to eat fast food, for instance, it's going to happen, okay? What are you going to do? Are you just going to not eat? No. You're going to eat you're going to throw away the top bun, you're going to eat the sandwich, and you're going to have about 10 French fries, and you're going to have to get rid of the rest of it, and you're going to get water. You got to think about it mentally. People come into the office, and they have donuts. You can eat don't eat a donut, but we're real people. You're going to want some of it. So what I do, this is kind of a weird thing. Even with a cookie, sometimes I have a bite. I get rid of it. I take half. So I get my food when I go out to eat. I take half of it right away. My husband does it too, and we put it in a to-go box, and then I have my plate in front of me. Okay? So because otherwise you're going to think you're going to be careful, and the next thing you know, you ate it all and you messed up. You know, I mean, we're all going to do it. And if I live in South Carolina, I'm from New York, and everywhere I turn, there's food, and if I don't eat it, people think that I'm like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know, I'm trying to lose weight. Leave me alone. Not even lose weight, just be healthy. And it's not even about just weight loss, it's about being healthy, having healthy habits and feeling good again, you know, having energy, feeling confident, reducing maybe pre-diabetic, reducing cholesterol. My mom was like literally trapped in menopause. I felt for like 15 years. She would hate that I'm saying this right now, but she's like 60. She was still getting her period, and she was having all sorts of hormonal problems, and a lot of it had to do with what she was eating. And when she started doing the 21 Day properly, it really helped out too. So it helps in more areas than just one in your life. So we have about 9 minutes. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to show you. The other thing that I wanted to show you really quick is each day, Jamie or Heather, it's probably me, sorry about the feedback. Jamie or Heather is going to post a post. Hold on. Okay, these little red circles and the lines. When you comment on those posts, you're going to get a point. Okay, so every week to every 2 weeks, we tally up those points, and then the top 3 to 4 people get a prize in the mail. Sometimes it's a couple packets of Shakeology, some like a t-shirt, and different things like that. So I put a prize in the mail for you to help you stay motivated. So all the posts that have these circles with the lines brings you through it. If it says day 22 and you just started, don't worry about it. Jump in where you are, and then we're tracking your start date from when you started and when you finish. So just jump in and keep going. And then periodically, weekly, we'll post, things to keep everybody on track. So what questions do you guys have for me before we go to the last part? Questions? Did that help you, Tracy, with the granola and the containers?
Yes.
Awesome. I was hoping that did. I didn't. I'm a snacker. Any suggestions? Snack away. If you're a snacker, honestly, once you first start your Shakeology, it's going to be hard for you. I used to eat pretzels constantly and Diet Coke. That was my vice. Crackers, things like that. A suggestion that I would give for you is I used to, even when I first started taking vegetables, I had an aversion to them. It kind of made me feel sick at first because my body wasn't used to it. I would start small. Don't deprive yourself. If you're a snacker and you want some pretzels, just start training yourself. Even if you're out of yellows and you're hungry at first, at least have a portion of them. Okay? Portion them out. If you deprive yourself, you're going to go crazy. So if you want a snack, you want some Cheez-Its, scoop them in here and you're going to have that many, and then drink 2 glasses of water. Even if you're over your yellows and you really want them. I would rather you guys portion things out as you're moving slowly into this than deprive yourself and lose it and just give up and say, I'll start next week, I'll do better tomorrow, and then it's just a cycle of nothing. So use your containers for your portions if you really are feeling the need. I work nights. Okay, let me unmute you real quick. Heather, go ahead.
I work nights, so I have a hard time figuring out what to bring to eat at 9:30 at night.
Yeah, so you go into work at 9:30 at night?
Well, I go in at 4:30, but I don't get to eat till 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Okay, so you go in at 4:30 in the morning?
At night.
Oh, 4:30 in the afternoon. I would just eat as if your 4:30 in the morning was your morning and reverse your meals.
Okay.
I would never make it because I'm just like,
I usually bring some cut up peppers.
Yeah, I would. You don't want to fall victim to the snack machine, so pack a lot of stuff. Pack hummus, pack a salad, pack some chicken, pack a cheese stick if you're desperate.
A lot of salad, so.
Yeah, go ahead, Jamie.
I just wanted to, this might help, it might not, but my husband actually works in retail, so his schedule varies quite a bit. So there are days when he goes in at 7:30 in the morning and comes home at 2, and then there are days when he goes in at 1 and doesn't come home till 9:30, or his shift is off at 9:30, doesn't get home till maybe 10. So what we'll do is, so my husband and I both have finally gotten on the same meal plan, because I've been doing 21-day fix for a while and some other workouts, and I've kind of been following those plans, but he hasn't. But we finally got on the same plan for meals. So what we've been doing is we've been trying to make meals a day ahead of time. So if he knows he's going to be working during dinner, he gets a lunch break. And so I make sure that the two of us will make sure that that meal for that night is done ahead of time, so he has that and he can take it with him. I don't know if that's something that you might be able to do. That way you have it in advance, at least a day ahead, so okay, this is all set. I'll just bring this for my lunch break, and then I'll be all set.
Yeah, that's a really good idea, Jamie. My partner eats our leftovers every day for dinner, for lunch the next day. I'm like, here's your container. He's probably like, thanks. All right, so any other questions before we wrap up? I have one more quick activity for us, and we have this countdowns on here. I need to upgrade to the Pro. I've been saying that for a year and a half.
I would also suggest for her to make just a really hearty shake.
Yeah.
Because, shake is a meal replacement. So if you're going to eat dinner of that late, I don't know.
Butter, banana,
yeah.
Mine are
Yeah, I bring either some kind of fruit or a vegetable and then a shake.
Yeah, you probably need something with more substance.
A lot of water too at work, so.
Yeah. You probably need a pita with chicken in it too. Don't be scared to eat, guys. But make sure it's not processed stuff. Don't be scared to eat.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to go around real quick, and we are going to, I'm just going to say like my name, and then I'm going to say my goal for the next 30 days. Okay? And then I'm just going to call on you. So my name is Marie, and my goal for the next 30 days is to be consistent in my workouts and drink more water. All right? Jamie?
Okay, my name is Jamie, and my goal for the next 30 days is to focus on my new workout and continue with my meal planning because it's been going pretty good. So I'm going to keep that up.
Awesome. Cher?
My name is Cher, and I guess my goal would be to drop 10 pounds and to get into my workouts again. It's been over a year, really, that I've worked out, and doing the simple workout this morning, I was winded and dizzy.
Yeah, that's okay, Cher, because when I started, I did 10 minutes. And the next day I did 11, and then I gave up, and then I got up again, and I did it again. So, and that's what we need to talk more about, too, about how us trainers that are doing this now, we all started somewhere. So keep going, and I'm very proud of you. Awesome. Heather?
My name's Heather. My next goal is to work on the country heat that's coming. To be here in a couple of days and just keep working forward to losing the weight I'm looking for.
Awesome. Tracy?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. My goal is to establish clean, healthy eating with my family. So I'm starting with myself, but I'm hoping to incorporate my family within the next 30 days.
Awesome. Glad to have you. Great. And that's the hardest. Like my kids are eating something completely different than I'm eating right now. And it's a struggle. It really is. But we'll get there. We'll get there together, guys. Kayla?
All right. I'm going to be in